I haven't done a video circulating around Nipsey Hussle, just central around him since his passing. Or maybe I think I did a video a little bit after that, but it was right around the same time. But when I got this story from Caressa McKnight, I said I have to do a video about him. I'm going to put it this way. Nipsey Hussle was on his way to trying to be a mogul. Sort of like, a Jay-Z or a Diddy or a Nas. He was on his way to becoming a mogul because he had his hands in so many things. It's not even funny. Even because, of course, we know about his marathon store. That's the one that they keep talking about. But he also had this other facility built called Vector 90, which was helping young urban youth, mostly black, get involved with business and entrepreneurship. And I think STEM, which I've always talked about, that STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, where all that money is made. That's why when it comes to college, a lot of the funding goes to that particular department. But he also, has some other things going on too. Like, I was on Instagram and I saw that he owned a hair store called Elite. It was called Elite Hair. I think that's what it was called. And it was just basically, selling, wigs, weaves, whatever, catering to women's needs, who need for hair and everything like that. He knew how to flex his muscle in the market because he knew what his audience was or who his audience was. But Caressa sent me a article that immediately piqued my interest, and it's coming from the source. It says Nipsey Hussle's business partner reveals the rapper's plan to open up a Vegas resort and casino. Now, that's huge. Why do I say that? Because you got to think, in Vegas, when that's like the gambling capital of the world, there's a lot of competition out there that he would have had to go against. I'm talking about he would have to go against Caesars. He'd have to go against, dare I say, Trump, if it's even still out there. Go against Tropicana, go against the Palms, go against MGM. What other hotel casinos are out there? There's a lot of them. That Vegas Strip is huge. He would have had to go against that. But I think with his name alone, he probably would have most likely garnered a lot of businesses. You know what I've also learned? Or what I've also, I would say, gathered? All of the ventures that Nipsey Hussle has, all of them for the most part are successful. Like, I haven't heard not one of his businesses, I would say, folding or going under due to financial reasons. That shows that the people loved his brand. People loved gravitating towards him because of who he was. So naturally, they were going to become long-term customers of the products of whatever he was selling. So, like I said, that's how you master the market. You know who your audience is. He knew who to cater to. He wasn't catering to those people on Rodeo Drive or in Beverly Hills. He wasn't catering to the bougie. He was catering to his people. And that's why he has such staying power. But when I heard about this, what I just said to you, he wasn't going for the bag anymore. He was going for the whole damn bank vault. And I can't even knock his hustle, hence the name. Like, his name literally speaks for itself. This man was a stone cold hustler. He didn't stop. He kept going. He knew that like they always say the sky's the limit, but really it's not. Because sometimes when you go beyond the sky, you get out of the Earth's atmosphere, and then now you're amongst the stars. He saw the world as his playground, and he was planting different things, his flag, in different areas and different arenas. And notice that he did not stay in one particular spot as far as an avenue. He had clothing. He sold hair. He had a place where kids could go to learn entrepreneurship. He was about to open up a Vegas casino and resort, among some other things that we probably don't even know about. But the guy was just on point with his stuff. I cannot knock this man for that. He knew what he was doing because he knew rapping wasn't going to last forever. He just had released his first mainstream album, Victory Lap. Got nominated for a Grammy. Before then, he was doing a lot of mixtapes. He was more of a, I guess you could say, an underground artist. If he's going to be remembered for anything, it's definitely going to be for stuff like this, to be quite honest. And it's such a shame because, now we unfortunately will never be able to see the fruits of his labor. Oh, he was going to, do that documentary. So he was going into filmmaking. Like, the guy had his hands in everything possible. He just did not stop. He did not slow down because he knew at the end of the day, he had a family to take care of. But he was, like I said, he was also doing this for the people. That's why a lot of people gravitated toward him. You don't come across those type of people every day, unfortunately. But one thing that I really like too is that with all of this coming out, it's also forced or opened the eyes of many of our people to want to do better, make their circumstances go a little bit further than what they are, show their full potential. Because a lot of people in our community have asked a lot of things, but I think he's opened our eyes to see the bigger picture, that there's more out there than just the circumstances that we are in today. Like, this is a guy that practically came from nothing and went through a lot to get to where he was. And unfortunately, he died he was killed, but he died so young. So when people flocked out there to go to his homegoing service, his memorial, that was a lot of love out there because they saw what this guy was doing. He was different. He was a unique figure. He was unlike what many of us have seen in such a long time. He was a breath of fresh air. He was what people wanted to see and hear from for a long time that we haven't seen in so long. Like, when I was looking at those images and, saying that he had his memorial at the Staples Center, I said, it's interesting because almost 10 years ago, that's where Michael Jackson had his. And we know what kind of impact on the world he had. Nipsey Hussle wasn't around as long as Michael, but you would think that he was. Like, Nipsey Hussle literally has hit, in a way, whether you believe it or not, legendary status in such a short amount of time. That's not an easy feat to get, and I don't throw that word around to just anybody. You just can't throw that word around to anybody. But I think like I said, he's now become immortalized, which is a good thing. Now people will know him for what he planned on doing outside of the industry. I remember that video. He said he wanted to get into real estate. Everywhere that he planted his stuff at, I have a feeling that's where the direction he was headed at, if he wasn't there already. If he went into like real estate and started owning like land, he would have been an unstoppable force. I keep thinking to myself, what if Nipsey was still here for another year? What he would have accomplished in just that 1 year alone, because he was on his way. And it's unfortunate that we get people like him taken away from us so soon, and we get stuck with the dregs of society. But that's really all I have to say about this. I have to salute this man again, even though he's no longer with us, unfortunately. And again, my condolences still go out to Lauren London and her family, his mother, his father, his brother, anyone that was close to this man, his business partners, whoever worked with him. Like I said, we definitely lost a great one. I can't say good because good is too mediocre for him. We lost a great one. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.